When you think of the worst Pokemon ever, what do you think of? If it's not Aromatisse, you're wrong. To start with, we have to look at Spritzy, its pre-evolution. Spritzy is a decent Pokemon. It is this like little bird that is cute, and you know, it's a nice design. I think it's a good design. It looks cute and it looks nice. Spritzy is a very good design for fairy type, for like one of the first ever fairy types, and I think that's really nice. I think they made a good like fairy type. And Spritzy looks like it's gonna turn into something pretty and elegant. But then it evolves into this monstrosity. But why is Aromatisse the worst Pokemon ever? Obviously, it's a combination of all the things I'm gonna be mentioning. So let's start with the Pokemon factors. We of course have its stats, which are pretty bad. It's not good, you know? It's pretty bad stats. It's not just that it's bad, it's also that it evolves via trade with a item. The worst evolution method of all time. I don't care what anybody says, that is the worst evolution method. Because that means you have to have online or you have to have a friend. But not only that, you also have to find an item that is usually pretty difficult to find. And I just hate that evolution method. But having to do that and then getting this, why would I do it? Why would I ever do it? Why would I ever want these stats? And this was supposed to be the first fairy type. And you can say the same with like, yeah, the other fairy type. But Slurpup is at least cute, you know? And then we have its abilities. They only affect other Pokemons, not itself. So that means that you have to be in a double battle. It's not even other Pokemon, it's other allies. So you have to be in a double battle to even use the abilities. And it's not that they're that good as well. Like sure, that allies doesn't get any status conditions and allies are protected from moves that block moves. You know, that is pretty good. But it's not that good. And would you really choose a Pokemon like that with bad stats and annoying evolution method just to have it like that? No. Like maybe sometimes for online competitive, but not a lot. I have not seen a lot of use of this Pokemon, of Aromatisse. And because of its stats, it's really slow. And that's just even worse, because like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You're really slow. It doesn't even look like it should be slow. Spritzy looks like it can be pretty fast, and I would guess that, yeah, maybe Aromatisse would also be fast. But okay, a lot of Pokemon are bad, a lot of Pokemon have bad evolution methods, and this combined, a lot of Pokemon have this, you know? That's just a fact. So, you do this because you want the Pokemon, because you think it looks good, maybe because it has the typing you want. Like, yeah, you maybe like how it looks. But why would you like how Aromatisse looks? It is clear that they tried to take the cute and pretty from Spritzy and add it onto Aromatisse. But I don't think they were able to do that at all, because it doesn't look pretty or cute, you know? Like, it doesn't look any of them. I can see that they try to, but it just doesn't. How I would describe it is ugly, creepy, and it looks like an old grandma. And nothing against old grandmas, but it looks like an old grandma, and trying to be cute and pretty at the same time, and also, you know, yeah, it doesn't really work, you know, for this Pokemon. Also, it looks like it has sort of makeup on it, and trying to look cute, pretty, old grandma with, you know, makeup on it, it doesn't really work that well. Have you looked at Gumball's grandma? You do not want to look like Gumball's grandma. But that's not the only thing. It looks very creepy due to it being based on something very creepy. It is based off of plague doctors. And listen, just in general, they look so creepy. They are so creepy. I do not like how they look. But combined it with what I just said, hell no. It does not look good. What do you mean? What is that? No, I don't want to look at that. No, hell no. It generally just looks evil with this like trying to look cute and like, no. It's also based off of French cabaret dancers, I think it's what they're called. And you know, that's a cool thing. But combining that with plague doctors and looking like an old grandma, you know, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. It looks evil and just, no, thank you. It's also so sad because the Pokemon loses its bird features, which was a very heavy part of, you know, Spritzy. And losing that is you know, that was what I thought they were going for with Spritzy. It would have been so cool to have a bigger bird that was still based off of maybe Plague Doctors or something like that, and still off of these dancers, but more of like an elegant bird instead of this. It looks way too humanoid and way too creepy. It looks like I will wake up in the middle of the night and it will stand in my corner looking at me and haunt my dreams. Like, I don't like it. Also, almost all of its Pokédex entries, it's like, oh yeah, it gives off smells, either bad or good. I don't want to smell this, but I don't want to smell the things that's coming from this Pokemon. What do you mean? Why did this old grandma plague doctor dancer looking creature trying to smell like, you know, it's not trying to smell, but it smells stuff. I don't want to smell that, you know. No, it probably smells really, really bad. And also, it's trying to trick people with its smells, or trick Pokemon in battle with its smells. That's also really creepy on what it already is. And listen here, I love when a Pokemon can be creepy or like disgusting and stuff, but this was, I don't think this was meant to be that, you know. This was supposed to be the first fairy type, a pretty fairy type that's supposed to be able to dance, you know, pretty little bird fairy type, but they did not do that. This, hell no. I do not want to look at that, and Aromatisse is the worst Pokemon ever and should not be a Pokemon. Feel free to slander me, whatever. You know, listen, it's not that it's a pretty fairy type why I don't like it. It's just no. Listen, I love pretty fairy types. Like, yeah, like I said, Slurpuff, Spritzy does actually have a pretty nice design. I've seen it more now, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good design. Sylveon is one of my favorite Pokemon. You know, Galarian, Fox, Firefox, the Snow Fox, and Ninetales, you know? That's one of my favorite Pokemons. It's not that it's like, yeah, very pretty type of Pokemon. No, it's genuinely just ugly and disgusting. And if you don't agree with me, I think you're wrong. And if you're an Aromatisse fan, please explain what you like about it. If you like this stuff, oh, you are scary. You are scaring me. Because if you can see all of this and you're like, that's my favorite Pokemon, okay, then you're scaring me. But genuinely, that is why I feel like Aromatisse is the worst Pokemon ever. I do hate it. Genuinely, like, I absolutely hate it. And like, I don't feel like this towards any other Pokemon. And if you can tell me another Pokemon that is really bad, or I don't know, why Aromatisse is good, please let me know. But I will not agree with you, because Aromatisse is the worst Pokemon of all time. And obviously, a little bit of this is a joke, but I still hate it. Genuinely, I still do really hate it, and I think it's the worst Pokemon ever. Otherwise, I wouldn't make this video. Let me know if you also want me to talk about any other Pokemon in the future, because I would love to talk about Pokemon, and maybe not hate on them as much as I did here. But you know, if you thought this video was interesting and good, please subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you in another video. So yeah, please subscribe and like, and yeah, have a great rest of your night, day, morning, and whatever. So peace out, and don't forget to follow.